Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I love this friendship of Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker so much. I think what I love about it so much is how people identify with this friendship and how people think of their own friendships with people and how they make them last for forever now because they feel inspired by friendships like Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker. Even Ruby Rose Turner can be included in this conversation too because she thinks the world of people like Kylie Cantrell. They've been there from day one for each other. They've been incredibly supportive of each other. And I think that's what made everybody fall in love with the Descendants franchise, is the exemplification of friendship and just how powerful it is. I was a guy who went through his whole high school experience with probably 3 or 4 really good friends. But you know something? Those 3 or 4 really good friends that I have were the only friends I ever needed in this life, because they helped me make sense of everything I was going through, every difficult situation that I may have encountered. They were there for me for, and I was forever supportive of them because they were supportive of me. The feeling was really mutual. And the few friendships I had in high school and I was able to make and encounter were friendships that I never ever forgot. And I'm sure you're going through the same thing right now. You're probably encountering a lot of things you can't make sense of your own life, but you realize and come to terms with you have 3 or 4 really good friends that help you out of every situation that you may have encountered. And that is really valuable. And it's an extreme rarity when you see people on the set of Descendants, like Descendants and Zombies, who have this unbelievable and undeniable chemistry that is really put on display and really comes to the forefront every single time, because it helps them through every situation they are involved with. I know the new stars of the Zombies cast, Victor and Nova, Malachi Burton, and Freya Sky's characters, had a lot of chemistry, and everybody knew the chemistry was undeniable. But they also seek guidance from people like Meg Donnelly and Mila Manheim, who had the franchise mean so much to them over the last 7 years. The last 7 years as fans of Zombies provided us with so many unforgettable moments, and moments we have never forgotten about and forever and always cherish because of their contributions, wherever they go, whatever they do from here on out. Being behind the camera from here on out going forward with the Zombies franchise will offer a lot of creative sense and direction to the Zombies franchise, and I'm incredibly excited and somewhat intrigued by that. I too am intrigued by the friendships of Descendants. It's undeniable the passion that they share, how close they are with each other, how they tell each other everything. And I say this because I was a fan of every Disney Channel aspect, like High School Musical, Phineas and Ferb, and I never ever saw that chemistry that we saw from the Descendants cast, which is why I go above and beyond as a reviewer to show them the respect they deserve. Because while people will choose to criticize this friendship between Kylie Cantrell, Malia Baker, and even Ruby Rose Turner, who can be included in this conversation, because of all the opportunities Ruby is going to have happen for her in due time, give Ruby Rose Turner time, and she's going to be a breakout star, so too is Freya Sky. And I got that from one of the latest videos that Freya Sky threw up on her social pages where she was playing guitar, and she screwed up the song halfway through. And everybody still loved it. I thought it was the cutest video ever. I thought it was the cutest short that had ever been uploaded. And I immediately hit the like button like 250 people had done prior to me. And I just saw a shout out that Freya Sky actually gave on her YouTube channel with over 500,000 subscribers, thanking everybody for the love and support they have given to her and shown her. You guys are the best fans in the world. I don't care what anybody says or how they review or how they choose to critique Descendants and Zombies. The Descendants and Zombies universe are the best fans in the world. I say this because I was a guy that nobody had ever heard of before. Nobody had ever heard tell of before in their life. And everybody took a chance on me. I promised you basically I was going to upload Descendants and Zombies videos every day for you for the rest of my life. Because I've dedicated my life to a franchise that had such a profound impact on my heart. There's no denial coming from me about that. And you guys have been forever and always supportive of me. And we've become the best of friends because we share in the same passion. So the best way for me to proceed my videos is to show the franchises you know and love and that you grew up with the utmost respect and dignity. Because that's how you identify with a franchise. That's how you come to terms with how much of a profound impact these franchises have had on our lives. Because I can't ever remember Hannah Montana or High School Musical or even Phineas and Ferb and Tangled having that big of an impact or influence on our lives, because we think better about our lives, we think better about our goals and our hopes and our dreams. And that's precisely what I wanted to have happen for every fan of Descendants and Zombies who may have attended the Worlds Collide tour. Because you guys showed up out of support of your favorite Descendants and Zombies stars, and that truly was undeniable. And you did it with such passion. That's what the critics on YouTube never gave you guys enough credit for or showed you enough respect for, and that's where my issue lied with all the criticism the Worlds Collide Tour did in their reviews. Because they took something that was a positive and did everything they could to showcase it for the negative vibe that existed behind it. You know, there's a lot of pressure that goes with performing on stage for 43 arena dates all summer long. From July to September of 2025, they were at a different place on a different stage every single night for a different venue. And the crowd responses were very different from venue to venue. And the pressure that were on their shoulders and were constantly on their minds if they were living up to a certain criteria of whoever may have been reviewing them on YouTube for their big-time YouTube channels, referring to themselves as big-time YouTube creators. I'm far from a big-time YouTube creator, but I've become beloved and so revered because of my reviews of Descendants of Zombies, steering the conversation forever and always in a positive direction, because that's all you really have to do, is just steer the conversation in a positive direction away from all criticism that people like Kylie and Ruby may encounter all the time, because I know they've seen their fair share of criticism, which they don't deserve. And because they don't deserve that, that doesn't give me the right to come on my YouTube channel and criticize Miley Cyrus, criticize Taylor Swift, criticize Ariana Grande, criticize Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker, because that's what I want to do. As a reviewer, the best thing you can offer your audience are great reviews that will entice them to hit your subscribe button. Because I can just tell you to hit my subscribe button. I can't force you to hit my subscribe button. I have to give you a reason and present a legitimate case as to why you should. And the best way of doing that is by talking about your favorite stars the way they were meant to be talked about, apart from criticizing them. Because I'm going to be honest with each and every one of you, I am tired, and I've grown tired very quickly, of hearing all these negative reviews of your favorite stars. If we're going to review your favorite stars, we're going to review them in the way they were meant to be reviewed. No matter if it's for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, the best way of reviewing your favorite stars is do it with prestige and do it with honor. Because that's how they think of each and every one of you. That's undeniable about the Descendants of Zombies cast. Or they think the world of each and every one of you. And I saw that at the Worlds Collide tour that I watched on YouTube. I, for one, would have loved to have been in the crowd, had opportunities to meet all of you, to have crowd surfed if you guys would have caught me. I don't know if you would have or not, but I would have loved to have crowd surfed if you guys would have agreed to catch me. And I would have loved to have reviewed the Worlds Collide tour for the way it was meant to be reviewed. I saw so many ridiculous reviews of the Worlds Collide tour. People were critiquing the merchandise, the quality of it, the quality of the presentation, the VIP packages experiences. Everything they could to criticize, they chose to. And I think more people should have gave it the benefit of the doubt and do what's called take a chance on it. Because if you don't take a chance on it, you showcase it for its negative vibe when there's more of a positive vibe to be seen. That's why I would have loved for Ruby Rose Turner to have been a part of the tour, because I know going into the tour, initially moving forward with Descendants, I thought Ruby was going to have something to do with the franchise. I thought she had signed on for multiple editions of Descendants, and unfortunately she only signed on for The Rise of Red, because of course the concept of time travel had been taken out of it. And I will forever present the argument that I really believe that Ruby Rose Turner's time with the franchise was very short-lived. I say this because you could have repackaged her as a different character, you could have wrote more storylines involving her character, because just because time travel was not needed in Descendants Biblical Wonderland, focusing on present-day Wonderland, did not mean that she couldn't have anything to do with the franchise. The reality of it is, Ruby became so beloved for her passion and the exemplification of just how much further kindness can have an incredible reach. And we see this all the time with the friendships that we see from Descendants and Zombies. Undeniably, we saw it in Zombies 4 with Victor and Nova. And the beautiful thing about this story is there's so much more of a story to be told. And that's what intrigues me about the future of Descendants and Zombies, is that there's so much more of a story to be told from all these beloved characters and from different points of view, which I'm really excited about. I, for one, you know something, guys? I, for one, would be the one to love to tell the story about Descendants and Zombies, because I think there's just something about my voice having something to do with this franchise that touches the hearts of a lot of people, that leaves people intrigued to want to know more, to be excited more than they ever been about Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland next summer and Zombies 5 happening regardless of when it happens from here on out. Because I know the release window is not suggesting Zombies 5 to happen until 2028. I know that feels like forever away, but you guys will always have me, in light of all the criticism that Zombies 5 and Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland is bound to receive, because Lord knows we will see its fair share of criticism by the time all the reviews drop on IMDb.com and RottenTomatoes.com and are compiled. But you guys will forever and always have me, because I dedicated my life to uploading Descendants and Zombies videos, and that's precisely what I'm going to do. Because I really believe there are never enough positive reviews uploaded about a franchise that has forever and always held a special place in everybody's heart. Regardless if it was because of the music, regardless if it was because of the script, whatever reason you fell in love with Descendants for, I support. You may have just fallen in love with Descendants because you love Dove Cameron. You may have just fallen in love with Descendants because you love Ruby Rose Turner like I did. Because when I heard the news of how Ruby Rose Turner was joining the Descendants cast, I thought there was a lot of promise associated with it. I thought more great reviews were going to be compiled, and everybody just instantly fell in love with Ruby Rose Turner's character. That's something that I took into consideration. I really noticed how everybody just instantly fell in love with Ruby Rose Turner and how much of a value and a greater appreciation they had for her character. Because while her time with the franchise was very short-lived, she touched the hearts of millions of people, and people walked away from Descendants with something special to hold on to. The belief that kindness could travel further. People could be more friends with more people by giving them a chance. Because bullying does have a profound impact on somebody's heart and really changes somebody's perspective on life. But if you show somebody that little bit of extra kindness, that boost of morality, if you would, you don't really understand how much of a difference you can make on somebody's life and how much of a significant impact you can have on somebody's heart. I've seen it with my own two eyes. How some of the most beautiful people of all time have become some of the best friends of all time because of this passion of Descendants of Zombies. That's undeniable, because I never saw that with Hannah Montana. I never saw that with High School Musical. While it will be argued for forever that we did see it, I don't know where it was. But if I go back in time and I think about the success that Hannah Montana and High School Musical saw, I don't think it was ever as revered as Descendants of Zombies, because people are closer now because of Descendants of Zombies. They've been the best of friends for forever. And it shows with these friendships between Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker, which I know has seen its fair share of criticism, but that doesn't mean that we can't outshy that, because I think every girl has a right to be a friend with another girl. You know, a girl left a comment on my YouTube channel a while back. I forget what her name was, but she said simply, "Why can't girls just be friends?" And it's illustrated more than it's ever been with friendships between Malia Baker and Kylie Cantrell, which I give them a profound amount of credit for actually putting on display, because a lot of people would try to kayfabe that and cover it up because they don't want to see the chemistry existing off the set of Descendants as we see it on the set of Descendants for Zombies. So I give them enough shout-outs about that, but I also want to take away the criticism, because I think a lot of rumors that unnecessarily are derived from a friendship such as Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker happen for no particular reason, because they want to get reactions out of all of us. And if they get reactions out of all of us, then they achieve what they want to achieve setting out, which is a positive review for them. And people are subscribing to their YouTube channel because they love a negative vibe. Perez Hilton seemed to can't get enough of negative vibes. He did that with Lindsay Lohan and Hilary Duff for years, and I've had my issues with Perez Hilton over the years. That's been heavily documented. I've also had my issues with the relationships that Dove Cameron and Kylie Cantrell have been caught up within, and that's also been heavily documented. And I've had to apologize for a lot of things I said, but I said how I felt about the relationships with Kylie Cantrell and Dove Cameron because I felt they deserved better. And I think there's no denying coming from anybody who won't agree with me when I say they deserve better. Because I think that the most support and the most love that have come from Descendants of Zombies fans have been from the fans themselves, outside of the critics who are paid up in the high amounts to review it in such a critical way. I think there's a nice way of providing you with criticism, which is constructive criticism, but a lot of people choose to just criticize something because they love criticizing it and they love getting reactions out of people. Again, if you buy what they sell, they're getting exactly what they want. So I think the fans of Descendants of Zombies, at least 95% of them, have done a fabulous job outshining all the criticism that your favorite stars have encountered, from their friendships to their relationships to how they performed on a stage for the Worlds Collide Tour to their performance level being critiqued for the Descendants Rise of Red franchise back in 2024. Because I know this film did receive its fair share of criticism. I know how people felt about it, and it was a mixed reaction. Some people loved it, others not so much. But I think the number of people who loved it outshined the number of people who didn't because you gave it a chance. You saw hope existing with people like Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker, and that's something I give you a profound amount of honor for and respect, because I think Descendants of Zombies fans are the smartest people in the world, far smarter than they're ever given credit for, and they are some of the most loyal and devoted fans to the product. And as long as they forever and always remain devoted to the product, there will be chapter after chapter, there will be so many storylines to be created, and storylines that I'm very intrigued by because I'm waiting on my favorite characters from Disney franchises to see their introduction into this franchise, like Hercules and The Little Mermaid. I've forever argued that. I've also wanted Tangled characters to be a part of this too, especially how Ruby Rose Turner has expressed a desire to want to play Rapunzel in the live-action Tangled. Reportedly, production of that is picked up again. I'm not sure on that, but they've also announced a greenlit Hercules live action for 2027. And we've got Tron Ares coming out on Friday. So we've got a lot in the works for Disney. Of course, Camp Rock 3 just recently got greenlit for Disney Channel and Disney Plus, with Demi Lovato and Joe Jonas coming back to reprise their roles. I don't know how that's going to go, because Demi's 33 now. Joe Jonas is 33, 34. So they're up there in years. But I think that seeing Camp Rock 3 greenlit will give us something to be excited about, no doubt. But I really believe where the focus lies now with Disney fans is on franchises like Descendants and Zombies. Because in all honesty, I've never seen a franchise receive so much incredible support and love and admiration from the fans, regardless if you have a reason for being a fan of Descendants and Zombies because of the music or the powerful script. You've seen yourself through the eyes of these characters, and that's why these characters have become so revered and forever and always have been cherished by everybody who ever proudly said they were a fan of Descendants and Zombies. I say this because I am too. I'm a really loyal fan to the product. I see something special existing in the hearts of every single person who ever said they were a fan of Descendants and Zombies. And I really think these are two franchises that should be given more of a benefit of the doubt and should have more of a chance taken on them. And I will forever support that, regardless if the topic is Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker's friendship, the friendship with Ruby Rose Turner and Kylie Cantrell. They've been friends for forever. So why do we criticize their friendship? Because they've been friends for forever. That's the only logical explanation I can give you. It's the same thing as me and my friends being criticized for being friends for forever, or you and your friends. It's an everyday thing. People are always saying stuff behind our backs. We just have to learn how to forget about it and shut it out. And I think each and every one of you have been able to shut it out in some way or another, but sometimes I know it's very difficult to do. But, you know, it's just like everybody who's been leaving comments about the friendship videos I upload about Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker. Why can't everybody just be friends? Why can't everybody just take a chance on a friendship and see if it can really go the distance? That's why I give them a profound amount of respect, and I love showing your favorite stars the respect they deserve, because having tears in their eyes just makes them question their performance ability, or if they're living up to a certain person's criteria. And I don't want to have to keep doing that, because I want to just showcase this franchise for its true worth and its true value, which I know exists. And I know you guys know it exists too, because you've held on to these two franchises, you've loved and supported them for forever. And that's all that's required of you guys. You don't deserve to have criticism thrown in your face every night on YouTube when you're YouTubing Descendants and Zombies videos. So I wanted to create this YouTube channel to shed light on the positive reviews of Descendants and Zombies and show them the respect they deserve, because they deserve it. End of conversation. I think that if we're going to talk about Descendants and Zombies, that's what we should do. And we should do that for the foreseeable future. Because I do believe these stars have bright futures ahead of them. It's just a matter of whether or not we acknowledge it or we recognize the potential that exists in the hearts of Kylie and Ruby and Malia. Because they took a franchise that had told a story and completed it, was believed at that time. After a 5-year hiatus, here comes Descendants: The Rise of Red. Nobody knew anything about the Alice in Wonderland characters and their involvement. And look what they did. They turned a franchise into something that started as a whisper into a global phenomenon. And it's been a global phenomenon ever since. And already discussion of Leg 2 of the Worlds Collide Tour is in motion. And for that, I'm incredibly excited about the foreseeable future, because I have a lot to say where that goes, because we deserve a Leg 2. And other parts of the world deserve to have your favorite Descendants and stars put on a stage where they can see exposure unlike they've ever seen exposure before. And that's something to be really excited about, because the energy of these crowds are at an all-time high, and the reviews could not be better of Descendants and Zombies Worlds Collide Leg 2. So by the time it happens, I'm going to be excited to be here to talk about it with each and every one of you like it's been deserved to be talked about for a very long time. So if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I think you're going to want to do that, because I have a lot to say where Descendants and Zombies goes. I love talking about these franchises just as much as each and every one of you do, because I know we're the best of friends because of Descendants and Zombies, and friendships are happening all the time because of Descendants and Zombies. And that's what I in particularly love about Descendants and Zombies, is how cool these franchises have inspired us and how much further we'll reach these franchises had from High School Musical and Hannah Montana. Because while Hannah Montana and High School Musical may have had reaches, they never had reaches quite like this. And reaches that I know I will never ever forget and forever and always cherish. Because if you're going to talk about people's favorite franchises, you have to think about, how would you feel if somebody was criticizing your favorite stars and your favorite franchises like it's been? You wouldn't feel very good. You wouldn't feel very nice. So all I've ever wanted to do was touch your hearts with these videos some way or somehow. I like to believe that I was able to do it, and I was able to do it in an emphatic way, because so many people subscribe to these YouTube channels because they support Descendants and Zombies. So if you're going to subscribe to a person's YouTube channel, Hopefully you can see the worth and the value that is appreciated through my videos apart from everybody else on YouTube, because I really do love showcasing these franchises for their true worth. Because if you can't showcase the franchises for their true worth, then pretty much your purpose has been defeated. But because I know you love Descendants of Zombies, that's why this YouTube channel will forever and always be here. To give these stars the benefit of the doubt they forever and always deserve, and the respect they've been calling out for a very long time. So if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, I think you're really going to like it here. You're going to appreciate the videos that are uploaded. I have a third show lined up ready to go for this afternoon. I hope you will join me for it. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have not subscribed, be sure to do that and keep kindness in your heart, because kindness can go that much further in a person's life and really make a person feel better about themselves. So what are you waiting for? Go spread that message of kindness, your own emphatic message of kindness, and I will love you for forever. Guys, don't forget to hit my subscribe, my like button. Don't forget to ring my bell to stay up to date with notifications. I have a lot to say where Descendants of Zombies goes, and we will get to that later on this afternoon. Stay calm and zombie on, everybody, into the foreseeable future.